There have been three main training philosophies that have been really popular throughout the years, and those three have been a result of three very popular bodybuilders by the names of Arnold Schwarzenegger, Mike Mentzer, and Tom Platz. All three of these had three very different philosophies about training, and I'm going to cover them, and I'm going to cover the benefits and the disadvantages of each one, which one I prefer, which I think are the best, and how they're different from each other. So, starting out, what is the difference between them? So there's three elements of how you can make training hard for somebody, and we can only have two of them ever. We can't ever have three, otherwise you overtrain and you get injured. So the three of them are intensity, volume, and frequency. Mike Mentzer had intensity and frequency, but not volume. Arnold had volume and frequency, but not intensity. And Tom Platz had intensity and volume, but not frequency. So how did this work for each one? Well, starting out with Mike Mentzer, he trained 4 times a week, but only for very little volume, like 3 sets per workout. And he trained those to absolute failure and beyond in order to get optimal results. Next, Arnold Schwarzenegger trained 6 days a week, 2 times a day for about 30 sets each workout. So very high volume and very high frequency, but none of the sets were taken to failure, and they were all pretty easy for him. So he also got similar results from having both volume and frequency high but intensity low. And then there's Tom Platz, who trained his infamous leg day once every 2 weeks, so on very low frequency, unlike Mike Mentzer and Arnold Schwarzenegger. But that leg day had 35 plus sets all taken to failure. So that's volume and intensity, but without frequency. All three of them gave the bodybuilders exceptional results, which you can argue is a factor of genetics or steroids, but you can make a case that all of these are equally as effective, and it's just a matter of personal preference, which one works the best for you. So, what are the benefits of Arnold's training? Well, it's a lot easier than the other ones on a micro level. You're not training as hard, but it also does take a lot more time out of your week. Arnold spent basically 24 hours a week training. He spent 2 hours a day, 2 times a day, 6 times a week training, which is a lot, you know. So a lot of people don't have the time for that, which is understandable. That was the first reason I switched to Mike Mentzer's training, which is still what I'm currently doing. Mike Mentzer training is just better for me because it requires less time, it gives you the same results. It's also more fun to not have to do boring filler sets where you're just kind of pushing weight, not really focused, not really going to failure. Whereas if you just take a couple sets to failure to get the same result, it's a much more fun experience. Then there's Tom Platz, who just completely puts himself through the pain of volume and intensity for one workout and then takes a break for 2 weeks to completely recover from that. That gave him the same results because that was what worked for him. I see very few people doing this, and it's so underrated. Personally, I wouldn't do it, but if you don't like Mike Mentzer's or Arnold's, then it could be a pretty good version of training for you to try. So yeah, that's it for this video. If you like watching this type of videos, I have my own workout program with everything you need to know on how to build an aesthetic body. It's gonna come out very soon, and it will be the link in the description in the upcoming videos. But for now, check out one of these 2 videos, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and embrace progress, not perfection. See ya.